Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. This is Jennifer. Welcome back to my sewing room, guys. I did not have a ton of time in here last week, but I did have a little bit. So I'm excited to share the few things that I did do. First of all, and most excitingly, I did piece all the 9 blocks that I've already pulled half square triangles for. And I do plan to make a lot more of these blocks. I think you can really see the difference now. I have these blocks here that I'm going to be using as setting blocks, and the others are all just scrappy sampler blocks. So from now, my plan is to figure out how many blocks I want to make, figure out how many sampler blocks I need, how many of the filler blocks I need, and then I am just going to make them until I have enough made. As I've said before, I'm not in a hurry. This is just a project for me for fun, to just kind of get a chance to go through and touch all of my scrap fabrics and just, I don't know, just have some zen time in the sewing room. The other thing I have to show you is actually the jacket that I am wearing. I thrifted this sometime last year. I tend to buy a lot of my wintry things in the summer and a lot of my summery things in the winter. If you want to get started thrifting, that's a really great way to do it, because those are the sections of the thrift store people aren't really picking over at the time. And this was one of my favorite finds for a long time. So I found this really great jacket, and I live in a place where it doesn't get very cold, so I tend to do layers. It has the great little epaulettes, and it has breast pockets, it has hand pockets, and I just love it. It actually did have belt loops on it, which I took off because it did not come with the belt, and I don't like a belt on a jacket, so I just took the belt loops off. But the main thing that this jacket needed was buttons. When I got it, it had 3 or 4 that were already broken, and it was missing several. So the first time I washed this, a couple more buttons broke, and they looked like this, and I do have the ones that are left. Total, I was missing 5 buttons. At first, I just filled in the spaces with some buttons I had on hand. After wearing this for a couple months, I just started thinking, I might just want to change all the buttons. And so what I eventually did was I started going through my button collection, and I have quite a few. You can see them right behind this lamp right here. Those are my buttons, and I have them all sorted by color and whatnot. So I pulled out first my tortoiseshell buttons. I thought that's what I was going to do. And I couldn't find anything I liked. And so I pulled out all of my metal buttons, spread them all out, and I decided this jacket needs 19 buttons in 3 different sizes. So I'm going to use mismatched buttons. So we'll start with the lapel first. All of the buttons are mostly brass, or at least brass looking, but I tried really hard to not repeat the buttons. Pocket down here, I did flowers, a little crystal here, and the top button is also a flower with a crystal. And then the opposite pocket is also has a little crystal in it. And then for the sleeves, I did these. This is the opposite sleeve. So guys, I absolutely love the way it came out. It feels so much more personalized now, and it's still the same comfy, soft jacket that I thrifted, but it's my jacket now. So it's another short one this week, but that's all I have to show you guys. I hope you've had a lovely week. If you celebrated Love Day last week, I hope you had a lovely time. I just had a nice low-key time. I spent the weekend before with my husband for his birthday, and that was kind of our birthday. His birthday and our Valentine's Day kind of rolled into one, so that was really nice. And then I just had a restful weekend. So you guys have a really wonderful week. Have a crafty week. Lots of love from me to you, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.